afternoon, we're working with Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine to solve a big problem that a lot of parents face. We're talking about temper tantrums and all kinds of them, from stomping and screaming to whining and crying. We've all been there. Yep. Dr. Sheila Katbeck is a psychologist, and she says that kids often throw tantrums when they're frustrated or they're angry. Now, here's some tips that she has for us. Dr. Katbeck says taming the tantrum starts with planning ahead first. And Angela, she also says that if hunger tends to trigger a fit, she says be sure to choose restaurants where you can make a reservation and get seated quickly, or take a small snack while you wait. And another tip, she says, encourage kids to express their feelings appropriately. Even kids who can't speak clearly can learn simple signs for food, water, and help. Up next, she says, try to avoid tantrum-triggering situations, even if it means avoiding certain toy and food aisles in the store. Now, of course, that's all good advice, but we want to turn to you now. This is Angela Ardolino from Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine to give us some more tips. Now, of course, when a child is throwing a tantrum, I've been there, I was just there last week, throwing a really good one in a public place, you stress out instantly, but you say that's the wrong thing to do. First, you want parents to calm down, right?
Absolutely. The first thing you need to do as a parent is to remain calm and become assertive. If you give in and tell them and stress out about it, they feel that stress. So instead of becoming the calm in the storm and keeping that anchor of calm, you are now contributing to the tantrum.
Okay, now you also say don't give in, but that's kind of difficult sometimes because all you want them to do is to stop. So our tendency is to just give them what they want.
We've all been there. All of us have been there. All moms, dads have been in that situation. When you see another mother whose child is having a tantrum, we're not judging you. We've been there. We understand. We feel for you. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. What's important is that you remain calm and assertive. If you give in to the demand, you've now taught your children to get what they want, throw a fit. Whether it's whining, whether it's yelling, whether it's screaming, whether it's crying, if you give in, you're the one teaching them to continue to throw tantrums. A lot of times tantrums happen at home before they happen in public places, and if you can get them nipped in the bud while you're at home, then you'll have a much better chance of it going when you go out. Okay. It's not an option. It's not an option to throw a tantrum when we're out in public, and that's what you have to kind of teach. If you remain that person who is remaining the calm, assertive person, the child will follow. They secretly on the outside want what they're immediately screaming for, but deep down inside, they want a parent that is staying strong, is going to be their disciplinarian, who's going to make the decisions. So it's kind of like they're testing you to figure out what they can get away with, but if you remain in that calm, assertive state, they will learn to respect it and know that that's not going to work with mom. That's just not an option.
Down. Now, you also say that it's important to isolate the child. You can do this at home, but you also say do it in public as well.
Absolutely. I mean, if it's a tantrum that you just can't get a control of, absolutely. Leave the store, go to the car, go. If you're at a friend's house, maybe go in another room. Don't have a conversation with a child that is screaming and crying. That's not how normal adults speak to each other. You wouldn't listen to me if I was going, yeah, I want this. No. So as children, we shouldn't allow them to get away with it either. So you can even say, depending on their age, I know you're upset, and when you're done being upset and you want to talk about it, I'm going to be out here with my friends. Just let me know.
And we have to teach them, too. Teach them that this is how you're supposed to behave.
Absolutely. Let them figure out how to soothe themselves and how to make, realize that what they're doing isn't really going to work, and that when they can talk to you in a normal voice without the screaming and crying, that maybe they'll actually get what they want.
Okay, I'm taking you along the next time. My 2-year-old is going to put you to the test.
It's very rarely that they throw a tantrum with me, because it's not an option.
You're the baby whisperer.
Yeah, it's not an option. I mean, people ask me, well, how do you do it? And I mean, I could have 50 kids in a room with me from all kinds of different ages. It's just not an option. And because I believe that and remain calm and assertive, it's not going to happen.
Okay, let me rub you right now, because I need some of that right now. Okay, if you missed any of the points that Angela talked about, or you want to share it with another mom or dad who's going crazy with temper tantrums, just go to abcactionnews.com. You can also find help with a variety of parenting issues on the Tampa Bay Parenting website. That's tvparenting.com. And next week, we turn Angela from the baby whisperer into Miss Manners, because we're talking about etiquette. And still ahead on ABC Action News at noon, Dancing with the Stars.